You better turn up. You better be.
Welcome back to the Crochet Chronicles, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today is Flower B. This is the Hexagons for cruise clues, and the cruisers are to make 6 of these to bring with them on the crochet cruise. This is a hexagon, and the flower is part of the design that you'll see here. There's some great tips in this tutorial that are kind of hard to explain in the written instruction, but are there. And if you have any questions, then you can just go to both. So you can make the interior a different color than the flower itself. We're recommending each one of the flowers be a different color, and then the outside color kind of goes with the projects of existing what we already have. So you can see that the outside color then, if you were to match it with something else, would look like it belongs together. So that's up to you. You'll need a 4mm size G crochet hook. The written pattern is available to you, and see the more information link of this for the handbook for the crochet cruise where this is located. The next clues that you'll get will be on the crochet cruise for Panama. So let's begin. I'm recommending a Bernat Super Value, or you can use Red Heart Super Saver yarn. Just recommending that each of the motifs that you do in the same brand. If you change it the brand, then it can change the complete size of your project. So you want to keep it so that they're all pretty consistent with each other. So you can see here that just like you see, if you change something, it can drastically change something. So if you're going to use a particular brand, just stick with it, even if it's slightly bigger than what's suggested that we have. As long as they're all consistent with each other, then it should be good to go. So without further ado, let's begin, and I'm just going to grab a yarn and let's begin the flower. So let's begin. We're going to start off with the magic circle. You can, if you don't like that, you can just chain 2 and then do everything in the second chain from the hook, but let's do a magic circle. That's what Michelle wants. So we're just going to just have it in the front of your hand and just put out 2 fingers and wrap over and cross over in the top of your fingers like this. Insert the hook underneath the first strand and pull the other one and release it from your fingers, and then chain 1 to lock that into position. So you want to crochet up over top of these 2 strands that you see, and therefore it'll stay in position. So what I want you to do is do 5 single crochets in the magic circle. So let's just count those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I want you to pull the magic circle nice and tight, and then I want you to slip stitch to the beginning one. So if you're not sure, just count back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the slip stitching, when you do this to close it, creates an extra gap, and we're going to be using that gap space so that there's a total of 6 of these stitches. So if you look at it, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So when we see that, it's going to be a nice closed section just like you see. So do this as a separate color and fasten this off, and then we'll begin in a secondary color then for your flowers. So the flowers should be all different colors when it comes to your project. So try to be fun with your yarn. Just look at your collection and then try to make sure it's in the same brand as well, and so that you'll keep your sizing consistent. Because you did use a magic circle, if you decided to do that, then just take the starting strand and fasten that through. You cannot just cut that yarn down to the wick and pray for the best. You literally have to just weave it in some stitch work. Now if you turn it over and you can see your needle, it means you've gone too deep. So just stay to the fibers on the back side only and go in and out a total of 3 times. And therefore now you can cut it because you've done that. So let's move along. Let's grab another color and let's start doing the flower section. So let's begin your next color. I'm just gonna do orange, and I'm gonna start off with a slip knot, and the designer is recommending a standing single crochet. So come into any one of the stitches just as a regular single crochet stitch and just yarn over and pull through. Do not pull it through the first loop right away. Pull it through so you see 2 loops, and then yarn over, pull through both, and that is your standing single crochet. In the same stitch I want you to put in another single crochet. So this one going all the way around is that it's gonna be 2 single crochets. Go up over top of loose ends when you can, therefore you don't have to sew those in later. Okay, and then you want to do this in each stitch going all the way around. So there's a total of 6 stitches, so there should be 6 groups of 2 single crochets by the time you get all the way back around. And when you get all the way back around, do not slip stitch it to the beginning one. You're gonna keep this as a continuous circle, so you should be able to count 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let's begin a third round, which is what we're going to do now. So what I want you to do before you do that, put in a stitch marker in the beginning one before the loop, and therefore you'll be able to see when you go all the way around easier. Stitch markers are your best friend. So to do the next one, it's almost like doing the regular hexagon itself, is that we're gonna get a little bit bigger. So we're just gonna go right into the first one, and you're gonna do 1 single crochet, and then next one has 2. So the next one has 1, and then the one after that has 2, and keep doing that all the way around. So 1 and 2, so 1 and 2, so 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay, now that I've gone all the way around, I want to move the stitch marker one more time. It'll probably be obvious anyway, but you can see how you will figure that out on your own. So what we're going to do is in the front loop only, so there's 2 loops. There's the one that's closest, both of them equals a stitch. The first one closest to you is a front loop, and the one that's furthest from you is the back loop. This time we only want to play within the front loops, and we're gonna start immediately, and we are going to do 6 half double crochets in the next loop, in the front loop. So let's just count those out together. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 and 6, all in the front loop only. And then we're going to slip stitch in the front loop then of the next stitch. So just slip stitch like that. So let's begin the next section. So we're gonna slip stitch the next one, and then the next one after that is going to be 6 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then we slip stitch in the front loop of the next one, and then start again. So the next one is going to be a slip stitch, and then 6 in the half double crochets in the front loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then slip stitch in the next front loop and the one after that, and keep on going. So you'll have a total of 6 of these petals by the time you get all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and slip in the next 2. So 1 and 2, and then another 6 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and slip in the next 2. And then the next and final petal. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then I want you to slip stitch it to the last front loop, and that's it for this particular one. So you can see the stitch marker, I went all the way around. So let's get rid of this yarn, and what we're going to do in the final round is play within the back loops of the existing round we were just in. So what we're going to do is, if you turn it over, you can see the back loop sections are here. So what I would do is clean up any loose ends that you have so you can see those, and I'm just gonna do that now. I've been weaving in my ends as I've been going. I can get rid of the stitch marker as well, or actually probably just leave that in just for clarity. And then we're gonna start then the final round, which is one here, and there's a really easy way to be able to identify the last round as well. So I'm gonna share that with you as well. So let's do the very final round. So you wanna turn it over so that you can see the back loop. So you don't wanna go like this. You wanna stay in the front and just bend over the petals so you can see it. What I want you to do, I want you to start in the loop that's left over that is right in the center of one of the petals. Doesn't matter which petal that it will be, just insert in, and you will get used to this. You have to make 6 of these and just join it, chain 1, and this will be your first corner. So it'll be 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 single crochet, all within that same loop. Now just bending it over, you can see it. The next 2 loops available to you are each a single crochet. So if you know that the middle of a loop here is a corner, it's really easier to be able to identify things. So this is a front a loop that's left, so it's 1 single, 1 half, and then 1 single. I have no idea what's in my yarn. That's not from the yarn ball, it's from my house. I'm sure of it. Okay, so you just go and single crochet the next 2 loops, and you keep doing that all the way around. So this is the middle of a petal, so it must be a corner anyway, but I'm keeping count, and so it'll be a single, 1 half, and 1 single. So you will notice that these petals will overlap the existing motif, so it'll hang up over the top of the edge of a motif. So if you think that's wrong, it's actually not. It's just part of the design. So just keep an eye on the middle of each of the petals as being your corners, and then you should be good to go. Okay, this must be a corner because it's the middle. And finally coming back around, we started with a corner, so the final 2 stitches should just be a single if you're keeping in count, and then just join it to the beginning single crochet that you started with. And what I would recommend you do is just slip stitch it to the next stitches, which is the half double crochet, and then leave a 24-inch strand that you would use to sew in later when you're on the ship. So you can just bring these with you, and so you will notice that the hexagon is kind of buried underneath, but that's what you were looking for. I want you to take any loose tails out, so just weave those in to the back side with your tapestry needle. Get rid of those and just be able to secure those out just like you see. So you can see that the hexagon is there, so when you go to join it with something else, you will see that it's gonna be kind of fun and fabulous, and it's a really unique idea. So get rid of your loose ends, and you need to make a total of 6 of these. And so whether it's this flower or the other flower or just a regular, that's awesome. And so this is Cruise Clues for the Panama Crochet Cruise. Weave in your ends and bring those with you on the ship. Put them in a baggie and just make sure you don't forget them at home, and we'll see you on the ship real soon. Bye bye.